Welcome to High School Corner, home of the Stratton Eagles, and we are sponsored by the Lake Placid Football Dynasty. Well, uh, yesterday, Stratton took on Oceanside in their second game of the season, and I must say it was a much better game. They played better on defense, and they actually scored a couple of touchdowns. The game came down to the final drive where Stratton still had an opportunity to tie the game up and send it into overtime. So a much better game than their first game, 21-14. Way better than 52-0. So that was great that the coaching staff, Coach Parker and his staff, and the players could bounce back from such a big loss. They proved that they got something going. You know, they was able to bounce back from such an embarrassing defeat, and it says a lot about their character as a program. They was also able to hold on to the ball, no turnovers. That really was the big turnaround and the big difference between the first game and the second game. The one problem that they did have was the offense didn't get didn't seem to get warmed up until the second half, and the defense didn't seem to get warmed up until the fourth quarter. So there was a lot of long drives by Oceanside, a lot of time-consuming drives, and it took a while before Stratton was able to actually start making plays and making a real game out of it. The starting quarterback got hurt sometime somewhere in the fourth quarter. They took the starter out. That he was nicked up or something, folks, and they put in um, Horn, and he was able to lead them down to the second score that they got. And but they just couldn't. They couldn't keep them. They just had trouble in that final drive. The defense made a stop, and the offense had a shot at it, but they just couldn't get that. They just couldn't move the ball like they needed to. So it just came down to that final drive, which, like I said before, it was a much better game, much more entertaining game, and that's pretty much how the Oceanside game went. There was a number of plays made by the offense. The fullback made a couple of good plays. He made a couple of good receptions, and it was just all around a much better showing by this team. So I'm pretty sure the Coach Parker is really proud of the turnaround that these young guys was able to make. So A is on to the next game. So I do believe it's Gardner, the Tigers, who are pretty good themselves. They just I think they lost. We'll check out the schedules, the scores from this past Friday in a few seconds. But that's going to be a tough game. Gardner's a good team, offensively and defensively. So it's going to be a challenge, but the guys proved that they're up for it. So we're gonna take a look at the rest of the Providence. The next game we want to look at was Snowhegan and Edward Little, would turn out to be a pretty good game. That one went into overtime, 34-31. Edward Little with the win. And then, like we said, Gardner and Stearns, they played. And actually, I think they was playing to see who was going to remain undefeated between these two. And this turned out to be a pretty good game, although the score, 24-2, says something, different. It wasn't a blowout. The second half of the game was really tight. And then we have Winslow with the blowout against Mountain Valley. So we have had some blowouts. Now we're looking at the standings. As you can see, Stratton is at the bottom. But I think the guys turn that around before the end of the season. Over in the Northeast, they still, so far, only getting like one game a week. So we're trying to figure out how they got their schedule, how their schedule is actually working. But so far, they only, like 3 games so far. Over in the Southwest, they are in full gear, as you can see. All 8 teams played. Dealing with the wins, South Portland. Right now, Thornton and Old Orchid Beach seem to be the top 2 teams so far. Look at the player of the week. And over in the Southeast, we had Coney and Cobley, the Mules and the Rams getting together. And this one was not close. This was a Thursday night beatdown. So this was not a close game. The Mules in the white team, as you can see, they had no offense, no defense whatsoever in this game. This was a complete blowout. On the upside, though, for Lake Placid, one of the players that they're trying to recruit, offensive guard Nick Williams, number 76. He had a awesome game. I think he got a pancake in this one too. But he didn't give up any sacks, and he opened a lot of holes, a lot of pulling, a lot of great down the field blocking. So we'll get a more detailed look at that a little bit later. But as you can see, it was just non-stop. The Rams were just up and down all over the field. It was almost like they was the only team playing. 55-0. Negative rushing yards, 51. So as you can see, this was a beatdown. And it happens. It happens. Hyde they played Who did they play? They played. Was it Waterview? Waterville. I don't know, Waterville Panthers. And this turned out to be a very solid game. Back and forth, up and down. Not a lot of scoring. The defensive played very well on both sides. Each offense they had their moments, but Waterville just was able to outlast them a little bit. So, but all in all, it was a good game. Watch this hit right here. Whoa, laid him out. And the prospect that linked Placid, the fullback, he really couldn't do much of anything in this game. I'd have to throw a lot. But all in all, it was a great game. Really solid performance on both sides. Okay, now we're gonna take a look at the conference, the Providence, the entire Providence. You see, Westbrook had an overtime win, and now we're looking at the standings. Kobe and Waterville, they are looking like the two best teams in that Providence. Okay, now we're gonna check out the prospects. Okay, Happy Day still at the number one prospect, not the top overall in ability, but still he's one of our top. He's still at the top of the board though, for us anyway. Miranda, the defensive end. The other defensive end, Chris. How you say it? Sierra. Going after those DNs, man. We need some linemen. Got Mark James further down the list. So yeah, we're looking for some DNs. Got a outside linebacker, Dustin Jones, still leaning our way. Still working on the scouting. In fact, we should be about done scouting everyone by now. Got a couple of busts, but you know what? We're going to try to get them anyway. I think we can work with them. Turn them into something. Make the computer wrong. You'll see. This guy got potential. I'm trying to get these other guys who's not quite leaning our way. They still in the red. Chambers, Williams, Parks, Hawk. Definitely want Hawk. Got to keep those brothers. We want those brothers. The Hawk brothers. The Hawk brothers. We want them. So we keep on working on it. Get out the way, Delaware. I want this kid. We got his brother. Now we want him. We're going to get the whole family. We are not looking good for Williams though. Still got a shot for Chambers. Guard. So going after 3 guards and defensive tackle can't quite get them to lean towards Team Crocodile. We got a couple of this very close to signing though. Very close. Mark James from Maryland. And we got a free safety on here too. D. Perkins. So we got about 4 guards, 3 defensive ends, a free safety, a fullback, and a defensive tackle, outside linebacker, and a middle linebacker. So no running backs, no wide receivers, no quarterbacks, because we're pretty stacked with them for those positions. No tradition, academics. Thank you very much. That's right. A place of higher learning. $71. Points are moving down. Well, you got 5 different schools trying to recruit this kid. Wow. Okay, you see Happy's stats. Nick Williams. These are kids from the actual state of Maine. You can see number 76. Look at that double team right there. That was nice. And he had a really good game. So now we're gonna take a look at who next on the list. The New Hampshire Wildcats. The Crocodiles will be playing later on today. Do believe it's going to be a decent game. Taking a look at their top players compared to our top players. Looking at New Hampshire's schedule. So far, they haven't won a game yet, but the games have been pretty decent, pretty close. Looking at the coach's tree. See where Coach Wayne and company are, where they located, where their stats are. And now we're looking at the top 25. Oklahoma and Florida State. Woo. No Lake Placid. Nope. Can Lake Placid even get anywhere on here? And the Heisman Watch. Trevor Knight still leading the pack. LSU running back is moving up the ladder, so is the Notre Dame quarterback. And the top players of the week. Let's see about the independent players. Delaware, Notre Dame quarterback. Okay. Well, that's it. That's a little preview for the upcoming Lake Placid, and also the review of Stratton. Look at that fullback go right there. So we want to thank you for watching, and like I said, next week we'll Stratton to be taking on Garner, and and hopefully we'll get a better result in that one. So you take care, and we'll see you next time.